Our next big story, we're following new developments tonight in 38 Studios inside the scandal. A judge will consider next week whether or not to keep certain 38 Studios documents under wraps. This new information coming as the courts prepare to release tens of thousands of documents from the 38 Studios lawsuit. Target 12 investigator Tim White broke this story, and he joins me now in studio. Tim, you know, we've been hearing so long now that these documents are going to be released. So when this news was released today, kind of a collective groan, I think, from a lot of people across the state.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, can you imagine how this would fuel the skepticism that is swirling around the 38 Studios case and has been for years, that if any of the documentation is withheld, I think people are going to be very frustrated by that and feel like, oh, once again, things are being covered up. But that's a big if. You know, there might not be anybody who comes forward and wants some documentation sealed. I don't think that's the case, or this order wouldn't have happened. And a judge could reject it. The judge could say, you know what, forget it. Everything's coming out.
Now, if someone did request this specifically, would we ever be able to find out who that was?
My understanding is we should, that whoever files a motion or an objection to have something sealed, that'll be in public open court. Those are due on Monday. There's going to be a hearing on Tuesday and again on Friday. We'll be in there. So we should know who requested that and maybe, if we're lucky, what they're asking to have sealed.
Now, I know this is tens of thousands of documents that are being released, and yesterday you showed us a kind of a stack of papers.
Right.
That was just
only
a fraction.
500 pages, right?
Exactly. So do we have a better idea of how they're going to go about this?
So a court official tells me they are leaning towards putting up a link on the website. So not just members of the media, but everybody in the general public can go to that. They can download the paperwork, or they can click on it and look at it. My real concern is that's going to be a high volume website or link when that goes up there. So I hope the staff there is prepared so it doesn't shut down on us. That would be a nightmare.
And of course, the Target 12 investigators preparing to go through all of these documents. How are we approaching this?
So we have a whole team in place. You know, we have Walt Buteau, myself, Ted Nisi, Dan McGowan, a series of producers. We're going to hunker down in a room, and as we get any new information, we're going to be putting that information online and of course on Eyewitness News in our newscast. So we have a plan in place. We all have our assignments, and we're ready to dig in.
Certainly a lot of information and a lot of anticipation. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out.
And a lot of coffee, I think.
A lot of coffee. All right, so thank you so much, Tim White. And you can count on the Target 12 investigators to take you inside the 38 Studios scandal.
Yeah, as we were just talking about, we do have a team of reporters standing by awaiting the release of that mountain of documents expected to shed new light on what led to the disastrous business deal.
We'll break down the details like no one else can here on Eyewitness News and on WPRI.com.